the entire system
Right.
that I can install
That's
essentially on my autonomous truck.
That's right. That's right.
And the promise is no accident.
No accident. Right.
We use your technology and there's no accident.
No accident. That's the goal.
I'm Bobby Yazdani, partner at Cota Capital. Today, I'm with Behrooz Rezvani, founder and CEO of NPS. I'm so pleased to have you with me today. I've watched you for many years.
Excited to be here.
And I'm glad you're back in action.
Me too.
Tell our audience, gotta go back. Give us your background.
Thank you. So I came to the U.S. in '78, right after high school. I jumped in on the plane, Pan Am, landed in Minneapolis, and then I got introduced to really cold weather and big mosquitoes in Minneapolis. And then I started my first job at GE Medical Systems. We were working on MRI prototypes. It has not come out yet. And while I was going there, I was also doing my PhD. Took a long time to graduate from my PhD, but it was a really nice and fun journey. At GE also, I was working on some really cool stuff. What I learned over there that anything that I was working on, that there was no cookbook, there's no way to tell us how to do it. It's just, we had to figure out ourselves, what to do. And that was, I think, a good training for me that wanted to do stuff that was not done before, and no cookbook to do it, how to do it.
So tell us about the entrepreneurial journey, your first company.
Yeah, first company. After I was at 2 startups in Bay Area, and the last one being Advanced Fiber Communication, or AFCI, I decided to start my own company. And it was a really interesting journey. It was in '98 timeframe. A lot of excitement was in the marketplace. And it took a while because I was not the expert in writing business plan. I just had ideas to discuss. And I'd gone through so many VCs and so many meetings. And then I realized, anyway, it was by coincidence I met one particular investor who wrote a check in the first meeting that we had. And that's how the journey got started. I met with folks at Sequoia and some of the folks at Cisco at the time. They put money in there. And the first company was in DSL space, and the company's name was Ikanos Communications. And what we wanted to do was, to push the data rate higher. It's a very complex field. When I joined and I wanted to do the company in that space, there were 17 other companies. So don't worry about other people. There are always other people. What I was really interested is to find out what is the fundamental limits. What are the fundamental limits to do as much speed as you can? And once you discover that, there's a big gap there, then that's where the excitement starts. We didn't know how to do it, but we just knew there's a gap there in terms of performance. And my journey in the past 2 companies that I've done and gone through IPO always been through really bad economic downturns too.
So the first company also went through
right.
IPO. You took it all the way through IPO.
Through IPO. So the first company, we had to survive the 2000 era of bubble burst and getting funding for it, and survive through 2 years of post-bubble stagnation, and then
don't forget September 11th.
And then
we also had that in 2001.
That's true. Yeah, it kept the pressure on. And my advice to everybody is that if you have a truly disruptive technology, you'll get funded. You'll get through things because nothing is going to displace that.
Tell us about the second company, so Quantena.
Yeah, Quantena Communications. I knew the DSL space was under a lot of pressure because the carriers, meaning the telecom carriers, stopped investing in copper line and started investing in wireless space. So I decided, okay, I'm going to go in wireless space, and had not done a company in wireless. And again, there were many people in the mix. We had to compete with Broadcom and Qualcomm, Intel, and generally they say, why are you doing this, Behrooz, and why you, and you haven't done, in this space. I said, well, we have some really good people and good ideas, and it's all about the right team in the company when you want to start. I think I'd say you have to have a lot of passion for your belief, but then also you need to have a lot of good people with you to know how to implement it and then what to develop.
Now, Behrooz, tell me more specifically around NPS. What is the product that you guys are delivering to the market? Who are the buyers of this product and technology?
Right.
And ultimately, as an economic buyer of the product, what's the value proposition that I bring to my customers by using your technology?
So we are about zero accidents, as we call it, Zeta, zero autonomous driving accident sensing system. So it composes of cameras, lidars, and radars that work in synchronous with each other to deliver essentially the zero accident concept. And we would work with all sorts of people in the ecosystem to deliver that sensors to them so that they could use it in their autonomous world. So our partnership could be with a number of well-known self-driving stack providers so that we would provide our sensors through them. OEM companies like all the big automotive manufacturing companies, tier one, all the players that supply to automotive companies. We could go into the space, which we think tracking is the most interesting initial, especially with initial
So this
market.
is a sensor that's
Yeah.
an infusion of camera, lidar, and radar,
combined into
and the
one.
software technology and the entire system that I can install essentially on my autonomous truck.
That's right. That's right.
And the promise is no accident.
No accident. Right.
We use your technology and there's no accident.
No accident. That's the goal. Yes.
That's the objective.
That's right.
What are the timelines now? When do you see these technologies are going to come to the market?
Yeah, we expect our technology to become available for companies to start testing with it in middle of next year, middle to
22.
Of course, we engage with customers a lot sooner so that we could prepare all the software interfaces and everything else that they have to work. It's a very complex interface. And we move from there on to automotive robotaxi concepts that we've seen a lot being tested in San Francisco and other cities. And then we would go to the larger play, which is ownership model, where the cars, this is going to be equipped with our sensor technology that then they could go to level 4, level 5 autonomy.
No, there's no question of the value of these technologies to the economy.
Yeah.
In a world that is moving ever faster.
Right.
But it at the same time needs to be safer.
That's true.
What is the value of NPS to the world? What are you bringing to the world that's different?
So our mathematics solves problems that are really, to date, people have not figured out how to solve them. And that's basically seeing through things that no sensor mechanism can actually discover that. So that is the fundamental breakthrough, that we can see things 50 times better than before. Before, meaning that the state of math, when it was discovered back at Stanford with two professors like Professor Paul Raj and then before that Tom Kailat, we have advanced that field significantly. The math is new, of course, but implementing the math in itself is a new challenge in itself. So we have gone, I think I would say, without exaggeration, we have probably 20 to 25% of people who know to do this math, which is known atomic norm, and are using our own processing technology, which we call quantum grid processing unit, that we are able to resolve these really sophisticated discoveries. Very sophisticated, very complex discoveries.
What is the technology itself? What does the technology do?
So you've all heard Elon says that I just need cameras. Well, I think the moment you take out the light, all your training with your Dojo supercomputers to train your neural network is based on good quality images. And at night, you immediately get rid of all your operational use of your vehicle. So that's whole portion of. And then the LiDAR technology.
So the cameras cannot cover the 100% of the
No.
cases.
That's right.
Okay.
So
So that's one bit.
that's the whole.
So at night cameras are irrelevant.
Exactly.
Yeah. So let's keep going. So that's bit one.
Then there's another big one that we have LiDAR. And LiDAR technology was such a big, important part of autonomy since the CMU days and the DARPA challenge. And that gives depth, and obviously it supplies its own photon, meaning light, and it can look at the reflection. But LiDAR also have some issues when the weather gets bad, when they're foggy, and there are all sorts of technologies and physics that have gone behind new development, but still there are some issues, fundamental issues. And that's just physics. So when you come back to physics and say, okay, what does physics give me? So physics doesn't give you too much room if you want to go to full 100% or 99%. And from day one, we worked on that very complex problem. How do you make an antenna system wide enough so it gives you hyper resolution? And then we also knew the issues with radar. The issues with radar and antennas is that when you listen to an echo that comes from a target, it's very hard to understand what exactly is because the reflectivity of a target is a function of how chemically it's built or is constructed.
Steel is different than a fabric is different than a human body.
That's right. The dielectric material is different. But also the geometry of the object. That changes the echo that is coming back. So by definition, therefore, if you have only one band of radar, you will never get, you're in the ambiguous region. So we knew we had to have multi-band, multi-antennas, because we want to solve the ambiguity around what are we looking at.
The other part of it that I really think is the coolest thing about, and the most important part of your work and the technology you guys have built, is for the first time I can actually see around the corner.
Right.
I have no line of sight, but the radar knows something is moving. Fascinating. I mean, no, I've been watching you and the team building the platform. Clearly, it will change the world. Just the way nobody have thought that we could walk around in a wireless world.
Yeah.
You were part of that journey
right.
of creating a world that there is no more wires and there is wireless connectivity.
Right.
And now this is yet another hard problem that you laid out. If you were going to share maybe 3 lessons you have learned, and 3 conditions you want to avoid.
Right.
Maybe however you want to do it.
I find, at least in my category of companies that I go, that it's really critical to build the best company in the world. I look and search for who are the best people I can get connected to. So I'll ask my network of friends to connect me to who I think who are the best people in the world. So you want best, but also personalities help a lot in terms of you want people who are agreeing to why we are doing this. Agreeing to, this is what I want to do. This is why I want to do it, and I agree with your why. Why we want to do this company. If they're bought into that, then the next, people already are motivated enough. If you find those people who are motivated enough, you don't have to do anything. Essentially, the next thing is just
the mission.
The mission, and you have to simplify.
Simplify
the mission so that it's understandable across the organization. What is it, guys, we want to do here?
Yeah.
And why?
That's right.
Yeah, that's. I would say, finding the right people to come on the bus, essentially in that journey.
No, I agree with you. I think, I mean, look, people do things for different reasons.
Right.
I mean, if you are an entrepreneur with a mission
Yeah.
and a conviction
Yeah.
of a state of truth,
Yeah.
I call it,
Yes.
and
Yes.
that you believe that state needs to exist and you have a mission to deliver it, and it's bigger than you. I
Yes.
mean, what you're trying to do is,
That's true.
my friend, it's a whole lot bigger than you and I.
That's right. That's
It's
right.
going to move the universe in a better place, hopefully,
Right. That's right. No,
for all of us.
No, you're absolutely right.
It's a missionary work.
I think to all the younger people, I encourage you to start a
You're
company.
young. I'm young. What are you talking
I said
about?
younger. I have a few white hair. But yeah, I mean, I really encourage you to start a company. I mean, whoever is watching this, the journey is going to be a lot of downs and some ups, but the ups are worth. If you're doing something for the good, I think you're going to enjoy it.
Yeah, I agree. The journey of entrepreneurship is the journey of self-learning and self-actualization.
Yeah, and yeah.
You're just manifesting who you really are.
Yeah, exactly. It's been. I mean, I said to a lot of my friends too that I'm getting paid for this. That's so good. I mean, how could this be wrong with this? I mean, essentially, you're working on something you love, and you're getting paid for it, and you're building something that could last for a long time.
Behrooz, thank you for the time you spent with us today. I mean, sharing the story, sharing your effort, and more importantly, is the mission of NPS.
Thanks for having me. Really, it was exciting to be here and talking to you. Much appreciated.
Thank you.